Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer brought to you by the Hills Observer. Today, we're zeroing in on a highly manipulative, really sophisticated financial threat that's actually targeting our very own community right now. We're talking about an elaborate fraud operation designed to wipe out life savings, and they're specifically preying on older adults, caregivers, and our vulnerable family members. This isn't just a hypothetical thing happening somewhere else, this is a real threat right here at home. So we're going to unpack exactly how these criminals operate step by step so you can stay one step ahead of them.
Okay, let's kick things off by looking at this number straight from the June 2026 Village Constable Report. This represents the recent fraud calls officially noted right here in the Village of the Hills. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2 might seem like a pretty small number, right? But in the context of a tight-knit community like ours, it's actually a glaring warning light. It tells us, for a fact, that scammers are actively dialing our area codes, they're probing our defenses, and they are actively hunting for a target.
So, to make sure you're totally equipped to handle this, here's our game plan. 1. We'll look at the local fraud threat. 2. We're going to dissect the anatomy of a gold scam. 3. We'll cover how to spot the red flags. And 4. We'll build out your defense strategy.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the local fraud threat.
Now, while public records haven't explicitly labeled those 2 recent cases from the Constable Report as gold scams just yet, we know these specific schemes are surging all across Texas. They're going after older adults who have established bank accounts, retirement savings, or home equity. Because of that, we absolutely must stay vigilant. Remember, local law enforcement services here in the village are handled through Travis County. So obviously dial 911 if it's an emergency, but you really need to have this non-emergency number saved: 512-974-0845. Seriously, stick it on your fridge, put it in your phone contacts right now.
So what exactly is a gold scam? Well, understanding the definition actually reveals exactly why it works so well. It's basically a psychological hijacking. It's designed to completely bypass your logic by hitting you with fake authority and extreme urgency. The criminals convince a victim to purchase assets, physical gold bars, gold coins, maybe massive amounts of cash, or even crypto. And then they actually convince the victim to hand those highly valuable assets directly over to a physical courier or some fake official. I know, it sounds totally unbelievable on paper, but the psychological manipulation they use in the moment is incredibly effective at just short-circuiting rational thought.
Which brings us to Section 2. Let's break down the anatomy of a gold scam.
These criminals aren't just winging it, they operate on a very exact 6-step playbook. It predictably shifts from a digital screen or a phone call all the way to a fake official standing right at your front door. It starts with Step 1, the initial contact. That could be a random text, an email, or this blaring, scary computer pop-up claiming your account is compromised. Then comes Step 2, the fake authority. You're quickly transferred to someone pretending to be from your bank, the FBI, or the FTC, and they throw around all this official-sounding jargon to build your trust. Step 3 introduces the pressure. They tell you that you're going to face legal trouble if you don't act that very second. Step 4 is the money movement, where they instruct you to withdraw your life savings or buy gold to keep it safe. Step 5 is just brazen, the courier pickup. They physically send someone to your house or a nearby parking lot to collect the assets. And finally, Step 6, the loss. Because once that gold or cash is handed over, it is nearly impossible to ever get it back.
During those fake authority and pressure stages, they rely on terrifying phrases just like this one to make you act before you even have a second to think. Just imagine picking up the phone and hearing a supposed federal investigator say, "Your account has been hacked. Your money is not safe in the bank. You are part of an investigation." Hearing that triggers a massive fight-or-flight response. It's literally an amygdala hijack in your brain. You aren't thinking logically anymore, your critical thinking shuts down entirely, and you are just desperately trying to survive this crisis they literally just invented out of thin air.
But here is their ultimate weapon, right here on the screen: enforcing total secrecy. By telling you, do not tell your family or your bank, they are actively isolating you from anyone who might intervene or spot the scam. They purposefully cut off your entire support network so that they become the absolute only voice you're listening to. It just deepens that sense of isolated panic.
Let's pivot to Section 3, spotting those red flags.
Look, if you hear any of these specific demands, you have to recognize it as a scam immediately. There is absolutely no legitimate federal investigator, no real bank official, and no actual police department that will ever ask you to buy gold to protect your money. They will never demand you hand over valuables to a courier.
If someone on the phone threatens you with immediate arrest for non-compliance, or asks for payment via crypto or gift cards, or demands remote access to your computer or phone, that is a massive, glowing red flag. Any single one of these signs means you are talking to a criminal, period.
Knowing this brings us to Section 4, your defense strategy.
Here are your exact step-by-step instructions on what to do if you are ever targeted. It's a simple, completely foolproof system. First, stop immediately and just hang up the phone. Seriously, you do not owe these people any politeness. Second, do not click any links or call numbers that pop up on your computer screen. Third, never allow remote access to your devices, no matter how badly they say your machine is compromised. Fourth, absolutely do not withdraw money or buy gold. And finally, if you are genuinely worried about your account after hanging up, call your bank directly. But, and this is crucial, only use the official customer service number printed physically on the back of your debit or credit card. Never, ever use a phone number the caller gave you.
Now, the Hills Observer is deeply committed to bringing this kind of critical, actionable information directly to our residents. We want to make sure every single person in our community is protected from these really devastating losses. So please help us build up our community support network. Subscribe to this channel right now and take just a quick moment to share this explainer on your local Facebook groups or post it on Nextdoor. Send it to your parents, email it to your neighbors, share it with your friends. The more people who understand the anatomy of this heist, the safer all of the Hills will be.
I want to leave you with this one final thought to keep you alert, empowered, and perfectly prepared for the next time your phone rings or your computer screen flashes some urgent message. These criminals are heavily banking on your panic, but now you have the tools to transition from being a potential victim into a completely empowered defender of your own hard-earned assets. So, when the time comes, will you recognize the warning signs and shut them down? Stay informed, stay skeptical, and stay safe out there.